sexy stuff.
Watson's all-new CBS Sunday.
I'm Sophia Murphy, 19 News, helping you better understand what's happening here at Michigan State Capitol, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the UP 200 returns to the Upper Peninsula. We'll tell you how the opening ceremonies went and what else to expect this weekend. Plus, OSF Healthcare in Escanaba is offering new services with a newly added clinic to treat wounds. We'll have the details. And we'll have the latest on the Trump administration with more executive orders on the way, as well as new lawsuits. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Checking out Marquette for Saturday. Some snow showers mainly in the morning, tending to diminish in the afternoon, maybe another inch or so. But temperatures will be getting at least into the mid-20s, and the winds not too bad there, but more light snow and perhaps even a little moderate snow for Saturday night and into the early part of Sunday. So highs tomorrow, again, mid-20s, more mainly morning snow showers. We'll keep that threat into Sunday. More details coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you very much. After a 2-year break, courtesy of Mother Nature, the UP 200 is back as the first mushers lined up for their 228-mile journey through the wilderness. Thousands of spectators lined Washington Street to see these canine athletes in action. After a flawless start for the UP 200, the much shorter midnight run began with the same enthusiastic applause. Marquette Mayor Jessica Hanley spoke on behalf of the city, thanking all those involved.
We know that Mother Nature has been less than kind to us with snow for the last 2 years, but this year she seems to be making up for it quite well.
Be sure to join us for our continuing coverage of all the races and, of course, all the action at the finish line. For a list of the winners, please check our website after they're over. OSF Healthcare in Escanaba has opened a new clinic to provide specialized services for patients with acute and chronic wounds. WZMQ's Lily Simmons has more.
Until now, OSF has provided wound care services through its physical therapy department.
They were limited and we weren't able to offer full hours. They were getting more referrals than they could handle, and we really wanted to offer more services than we were able to offer through that.
So OSF opened a new wound care clinic inside the Physical Rehabilitation and Wellness Center and is partnering with national healthcare entity Healogics to offer advanced therapies to treat wounds that aren't healing within the expected amount of time.
Usually anything over 30 days is something that we would see. With Healogics, we have specialized dressings, bioengineered skin substitutes, we have compression therapy, we offer debridement of wounds if it's indicated.
When a wound isn't healing, it's usually due to a pre-existing condition or comorbidity.
It's pretty well known that diabetics have a hard time healing, but also obesity, smoking, venous insufficiency, arterial insufficiency, those all can affect your wound healing, and so if you don't address the underlying problem, then you're going to have chronic recurring wounds.
OSF says it's critical to get those wounds treated by a professional to achieve the best healing outcome. And this new clinic makes that easier and more accessible for patients.
A lot of patients were traveling to Iron Mountain or Marquette for these therapies, and you do need to be seen usually at least weekly for several months to get a chronic wound healed. So it's nice to have this clinic in our area.
Our mission, of course, is to serve with the greatest care and love. And really, these patients are patients who sometimes have limited ability to get out, maybe even to move around within their own house, depending on where that wound is located. With this program, we can really fully treat those wounds and get them healed up sooner.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
Michigan's Attorney General is taking steps to halt actions from Elon Musk and the new Department of Government Efficiency. The lawsuit was filed Thursday to determine what authority DOGE has legally. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from the Attorney General working to put a stop to what they're calling the overreach of Musk and his department.
Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel has taken legal action against the Trump administration for the second time this week. As Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency work to weed out what he calls wasteful government spending, state attorneys general are questioning if he has the legal authority to do so.
Simply put, the American people did not vote for chaos, they did not vote for disruption, and they did not vote for Elon Musk.
14 states have filed a lawsuit challenging the executive power the Trump administration has given Musk. The lawsuit argues that the constitutional appointments clause was violated by creating a department without congressional approval and by granting Musk powers over the federal government without a confirmation hearing in the Senate.
Our democracy was built on the fundamental principle that no one is above the law and that there are three co-equal branches of government. We don't have kings in this country, and we don't have billionaire dictators.
Nessel says that no matter what, she's keeping her promise to protect Michiganders from the unlawful actions of the Trump administration.
And that is a fundamental tenet of separation of powers and one of the most significant protections the founding fathers knowingly, intentionally placed into the Constitution to protect us exactly against this exact type of government overreach.
Nessel is seeking a court ruling declaring Musk's actions unconstitutional and an injunction barring him from issuing orders to any person in the executive branch outside of DOJ, as well as invalidating his previous actions. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
President Trump is at his Florida home this weekend, but before leaving the White House, he signed executive orders and made several consequential announcements. Erica Brown breaks it down.
This is a very big bill. From the Oval Office, President Trump reiterated one of his top priorities.
We want to downsize government, but make it better.
Friday, more federal workers were notified of layoffs, including more than 400 employees with the Department of Homeland Security and nearly 1,300 employees at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 1/10 of the agency's workforce. The Department of Health and Human Services is bracing for cuts to nearly all of their 5,200 probationary employees. The efforts to dramatically shrink the federal workforce sparked protests in Boston and D.C.
That solves that problem.
The president also signed an executive order that cuts federal funding for schools that require COVID vaccines, although no states have mandates currently in effect. In the Oval Office, President Trump also discussed his plans to impose a new auto tariff on U.S. trade partners beginning in April. This comes in addition to the reciprocal tariffs proposed Thursday that would raise U.S. import taxes to match those levied by other countries.
The tariffs are going to save a lot of industries.
But many economists say tariffs will be an indirect tax on American consumers.
This will send shockwaves through the world economy, and that's before you price in the fact that other countries will feel the need to retaliate.
Vice President Vance and Ukrainian President Zelensky met in Munich at a security conference Friday as President Trump pushed a peace deal to end Russia's war with Ukraine. The vice president also denounced European leaders' stance on free speech.
In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
Germany's defense minister said Vance's comments comparing Europe with authoritarian regimes were unacceptable.
The Trump administration blocked the Associated Press from traveling with Trump on Air Force One and from covering today's events in the Oval Office. It's part of an ongoing dispute. The news organization says it will continue to use Gulf of Mexico in its reporting and not the Trump name change to Gulf of America. Turning now to a number of sudden resignations of top federal prosecutors who allege the Trump administration is playing politics with the Justice Department. It all happened after the interim U.S. attorney in Manhattan was ordered to drop the corruption case against New York Mayor Eric Adams. She alleges Adams agreed to help the president carry out his immigration agenda in exchange for the case to be dropped. And in a joint interview this morning on Fox, sitting next to the president's new immigration czar, Adams insisted there was no quid pro quo. Scott McFarland has more.
The case against the mayor of America's largest city, who has pleaded not guilty to charges he traded official favors for luxury travel and gifts, is sparking a crisis inside the Department of Justice. On Monday, Trump-aligned leaders of the department instructed their top prosecutor in Manhattan to drop Mayor Eric Adams' case, arguing in part it would interfere with Adams' ability to help Trump's immigration enforcement efforts. But that prosecutor, Danielle Sassoon, resigned in protest instead. Sassoon, a 38-year-old attorney who once clerked for conservative Justice Antonin Scalia, had taken over the top position in Manhattan just weeks ago. In a blistering letter to the Attorney General obtained by CBS News, Sassoon says she was baffled by the rushed and superficial process by which the decision to drop the case against Adams was reached. And says she'd been preparing even more charges against Adams, alleging he also destroyed evidence. She also alleges Adams' attorney recently offered the Department of Justice a quid pro quo that if the feds dropped the case, Adams would help the Trump administration with immigration enforcement. Allegations Adams' attorney denied to CBS News, saying the idea that there was a quid pro quo is a total lie.
This is an enormous showdown of epic proportions.
CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polisi.
We'll see how many other prosecutors agree with Sassoon or whether or not Trump can find loyal supporters that will essentially just do his bidding.
When Sassoon resigned, the Department of Justice then turned to two leaders in Washington with the Public Integrity Section and in the Criminal Division to dismiss the case against Adams, but they resigned as well. Yesterday, Trump denied any involvement in the effort.
Did you personally request the Justice Department to drop that case?
No, I didn't. I know nothing about it.
An acting leader of the Department of Justice has also informed this now resigned prosecutor, Danielle Sassoon, that she, Sassoon, will be under investigation for her handling of this entire Eric Adams matter.
Tom DeVecchio gives us a look at our weekend temperatures with your first morning weather forecast after the break. Plus, a new study shows many couples are often dishonest with each other about their finances. And we'll hear about a new program that is helping people get rid of their regrettable tattoos. We'll be right back after this.
"19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Instant games from the Michigan Lottery. With dozens of games to choose from and millions of dollars in prizes, it's instant fun for everyone. And try our newest exciting games with $195 million in prizes.
I'm Sophia Murphy, 19 News, helping you better understand what's happening here at Michigan State Capitol, only on WZMQ 19 News.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're our
Jennifer Hudson Show.
It's a vibe. It's so fun.
Bill Bellamy is back on tour.
Do you remember your very first time? I was a freshman. Everybody on the show got booed but me, so that's how I knew I was good.
Plus, whatever you're pouring into others, start to pour into yourself. I'm here to pep you up. Don't leave yourself out, okay?
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
The greatest sportsmen and women. Icons of our time and beyond. Peerless performances. Champions in a class of their own. Legacies without equal. Timeless quality, superbly crafted stories showcasing the greatest sports heroes and their incredible winning moments. The Immortals, the greatest athletes of all time.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Checking out the headlines for the weekend here for the Upper Peninsula on Marquette. No surprise here, cold for the weekend itself, and we'll have a good chance of some snow showers. They'll continue for tonight, and we'll go on through Saturday morning. Then round 2 comes in Saturday night into early Sunday, and then we hit the bitter cold as we head toward Monday and Tuesday of next week. Of course, that will affect the UP 200 here, and the good news is the chill factors this weekend, recall we had down to -10. Now it looks like the winds won't be quite as strong. So wind chills will be from 0 to 10 above. Of course, you always have a wind chill when you're moving with the dogs there. So, but it won't be quite as bad. Though we will get some snow here. You definitely have to deal with some snow, particularly Saturday morning and again during the Sunday morning hours. Wind chills are more prominent for early next week as the cold core comes in. Wind chills could be down to -15 at times, maybe even -20. But we don't expect a whole lot in the way of snow. Try to get a little more sunshine for you on the UP 200, which TV19 is a proud sponsor of. In the meantime, here are the winds, and because they're down, as you can see here, going on through Saturday, that's why we kind of lowered the wind chill threat for tomorrow. And the winds pick up a little bit on Sunday, but then again, not quite as bad here. Snow bands continue into early morning tomorrow. They'll tend to diminish as we head through the rest of Saturday, but we still have new bands coming across, kind of hanging here out toward Houghton, so we could get a little more snow there for the afternoon. And then the next low actually riding up through probably over Ohio, but it's so strong, the outer bands will be hitting the Upper Peninsula with so expansive, really, not so much strong, but expansive there, and that will bring more snow. So snow will accumulate by Saturday morning, an inch or two, and then all said and done as we head towards Saturday evening, not a whole lot more, but then watch here, Saturday night into Sunday, we're looking at another good hit here of 1 to 3. So all said and done, Marquette spreading out from now until Sunday midday about 5 inches. Not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it will keep the roadway slick. Temperatures for tonight dropping into the teens. Temperatures on Saturday in the mid to upper 20s. And then Sunday is transition day. We start out low 20s, drop into the teens, more snow showers, bitter cold from Monday and into Tuesday as we round out the UP 200 here. And then a slow but steady warm up heading into the 20s by the end of next week.
Thanks, Tom. And as we approach the end of Valentine's Day, a new survey shows couples are not always honest when it comes to money. Christiane Benavides shows us the numbers behind financial infidelity.
Let me ask you, have you guys always been open and honest with each other about your finances?
That's easy. She's the CFO of the house.
Corliss and Maurice Jenkins say for more than 40 years, they've been hand in hand when it comes to money.
I tell him when he can spend and when he can't, and when he needs to pull back.
But many couples are not open about their finances. According to a survey from the personal finance site Bankrate, 40% of Americans in a relationship have committed financial infidelity.
We're talking about secret spending, secret debt, secret bank accounts, secret credit cards. The secrets are the problem.
Ted Rossman is a senior industry analyst with Bankrate and says overspending is the most common secret, and 45% of Americans believe financial secrets are as bad as physical infidelity.
It's still better to come clean sooner rather than later. People are generally pretty forgiving about this.
The survey also found a majority of couples, 62%, keep at least some of their money in a separate bank account.
We do, trust each other.
That's the case for Dayron Infante and Laura Enriquez, who've been together for 13 years. She admits to being an avid online shopper.
Get a lot of packages.
Oh, I have a whole super Target in my lawn and in my porch.
But it doesn't lead to fights because they're open about their spending.
We don't ever want to be fighting about money. I'm just not going to do that.
The couple says they don't want money to come between them.
Younger people are more likely to lie about money. The survey found 67% of Gen Zers have committed financial infidelity. For many, tattoos are a form of creative expression, but they are also something people can regret. Tanya Bacchus shows us how one program is helping people remove bad decisions.
With a quick and steady zapping sound, Dr. Robert Reese is performing what his patients call a life-changing procedure. One that Reina Alexandra Garcia says has given her a second chance.
A lot of doors have been opening. It feels very amazing.
For years, Reina had a clown face tattoo and other ink on her face and neck.
I used to get tattoos when I was going through so much pain.
The reminders of that pain are slowly fading thanks to tattoo removal services through Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles, a program dedicated to rehabilitation of former gang members. Dr. Reese is a UCLA health physician and volunteer.
Our mission here is to remove things that would prevent you from getting a job. Clearly, tattoos on your face would do.
He says the laser breaks down permanent ink particles into smaller particles so the immune system can safely remove them from the body.
It take 10, 12 treatments. It depends a lot on the density of the ink. Also depends on the color of the ink. Certain colors are more difficult. We have a cooling machine that helps decrease the pain because it produces a lot of heat.
Tattoo removal usually costs thousands of dollars, but it's done here at Homeboy Industries for free. And while it's a long and painful process, the clients say it's worth it.
I feel like as it's coming off, I'm healing.
Desiree Marufo has been going to Dr. Reese for 2.5 years to remove the tattoos of her abuser.
He put his face, he put his name, any kind of marks that he could leave besides the beatings.
Marks now a part of her past, allowing her and others to make room for their future.
Homeboy Industries was started in 1988. Its tattoo removal is the most popular and critical service for the program's participants. Mike Ludlow breaks down your sports highlights after the break, including a boys basketball matchup between Negaunee and Marquette. They're back in 2 minutes.
Blades Bait and Tackle and Little Beatty Knock. They've got rods, reels, cases, walls full of tackle and lined by the spool. Even more rods, hand augers, of course electric ones are cool. Tip-ups, heaters, boxes, sleds, and electronics to get you on the bite. Shacks to buy or rent for the day or night. Clothes to keep you warm through thick and thin, and of course all sorts of bait in the buckets it goes in. If you're heading for the bay, always make your first stop Blades Bait and Tackle in Kipling. You need it, they've got it. Be sure to visit them online at bladesbait.com to get the latest ice conditions and weather reports.
It's Shunk's Big Winter Sale. It's that time of year when you spend more time on your sofa, more time on your recliner, and more time in bed. During Shunk's Big Winter Sale, you'll save on the furniture you need. There's big discounts on all Flex Steel furniture, like this leather Flex Steel Power Reclining Groups, 55% off. And there's big savings on Lazy Boy recliners, over 35 different models to choose from, and they're all on sale. They start at just $449. Shop Shunk's Big Winter Sale at both locations for big discounts. Shop Shunk's in Marquette today.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire, while the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
Good evening, everyone. The Marquette boys basketball team continues its domination over most Upper Peninsula opponents. The Sentinels hosted Negaunee this evening. We're going to pick up the action late in the second quarter. Negaunee on the comeback trail. Kyle Waterman will get the ball to Jordan Gannett for 3, and that brought the Miners within 2, but Marquette led 36-32 at the break. Third quarter, Miners get through the press. Easton Gannett, Kyle Waterman for 2. Negaunee down 36-34. For the Sentinels, Jacob McPhee, a left-handed pass to Jackson Jermu for 2. A short time later, Jermu will return the favor to McPhee as he's ahead of the field for the dunk. 42-34 Marquette, timeout Negaunee. Then Shane Richardson will get the steal here, and he will go in and score. And the Sentinels are up by 10. Negaunee cuts into it. Holden Meyer drains a triple to bring the Miners back within 7. However, Kyler Sager joins the steal and score parade with a dunk coming up here. Marquette maintains the Victor's Cup, 78-64 over Negaunee. To the scoreboard, Gwynn, 2 better than Calumet, 36-35. Ironwood easily over Hancock, 65-20. Dollar Bay trips up Baraga, 56-37. Austin Gordon with 34 as Uintah Creek dispatched Lon, 60-49. Lakeland and Humble in the win column, 68-50. Getting past Chasseau was Norway 49, North Central 36. North Dickinson no trouble with Kearney NATO. Menominee doubles up Gladstone. Forest Park 80, Bark River Harris 31. Mid-Peninsula edges Rapid River 48-47. Ishpeming doubles up Manistee plus 3, 69-33. Sault Ste. Marie 38, St. Ignace 27. Brimley by 30 over Newberry. Pickford 34, better than Rudyard. These scores are from the small school Northern Lights tournament at Hannahville. Grand Marais trips up Beaver Island 60-29. Big Bay de Noc edges Mackinac Island 57-53. Munising Baptist downs Paradise 58-37. And yes, Grand Marais played a second game, defeating Ojibwa Charter 60-29. Girls basketball will go back to Marquette for the Negaunee-Marquette contest, and took a few minutes before the action would get going. Nice pass by Aubrey Johnson to Madison Peckrell for the opening basket after more than 3 minutes. Aubrey Johnson will connect with Claire O'Donnell for the bucket and the harm. She had 14 points. Marquette's turn, Alexis Curran to McKenna Smith. Not quite on the three-point try, but Claire Mascart snags the rebound and scores. Sentinels trail 8-3. Inbound for Negaunee. Peckrell, Gretel Johnson, three-point attempt. Nothing but net there. 12-3 Miners after one. Aubrey Johnson would have hit a couple of three-pointers to get the second quarter going. It was 22-3, and Negaunee coasted to the victory from there 48-22. Back to the board. Janessa Eagle with 21 as Ishpeming defeated Munising 52-45. Addie Bowerman and Bailey Corcoran combined for 43 for the Mustangs. It was Calumet 48, West Iron County 37. Baraga turns back Dollar Bay 45-16. And from the Northern Lights tournament, we heard Hannahville beat Maplewood Baptist 34-24. Did not hear from Paradise and Ojibwa Charter. To the Upper Peninsula diving finals taking place today at Marquette Senior High School. The girls were first, and we'll start with Westwood's Maggie Harvilla. A 1.5 somersault in the pike position, degree of difficulty 1.7, learning everything they say from the Olympics, and a very nice dive here, 4 7s and a 7.5, and you throw out the high and low scores, just like they do in college and the Olympics. Next is Marquette's Sophie Hausman. She also had a 1.7 degree of difficulty dive with a somersault in the pike position, and she would get an 8, 3 7.5s, and a 7. Hausman won the event with almost 222 points. Harvilla was the runner-up. Patriots' Emily Heitman was third. That is Marquette's Wyatt Ansel with a 1 somersault in the tuck position. His best dive of the event, he won with 177 points. The swimming begins tomorrow at 11 in the morning. Elsewhere, high school hockey, good night for the Upper Peninsula. Graham Johnson, a goal and 2 assists as Escanaba down Bay Area Reps 4-1. Negaunee dropped Sheboygan 4-2. Nolan Odavero with a couple of goals and a couple of assists. It was Sault Ste. Marie over Orchard Lake St. Mary's 4-2, and Jeffers all over Gaylord 9-1. CCHA Augustana scores the last 4 goals to beat Michigan Tech 5-1. Ferris edges Lake Superior State 3-2. And in lacrosse, NMU starts the season with a nice 19-6 victory over Walsh. Josie Lakoski and Maddie Bast each had 6 goals for the Wildcats. Also in Big Ten college hockey, if you care, Michigan with a victory tonight, 3-2 over Minnesota. And we will be right back.
A progressive jackpot that grows with every play. That's what makes Fast Cash so thrilling. The jackpot keeps building and building until jackpot. Fast Cash, only from the Michigan Lottery.
Okay.
Getting ready, we all have our routine. Finding an outfit. Fixing your hair. And all the other little touches. Gum, check. Keys, check. Phone, check. But of all the things you remember to bring with you, naloxone could be the most important. It can reverse an opioid overdose. You can get it without a prescription in most states, and it's really easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
This is home for CBS WZMQ 19. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Give your home a fresh new look with our energy-efficient windows and stylish doors. And here's a deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time, when you buy 3 windows or doors, you'll get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free. Don't wait. This offer ends February 28th. Call today and start transforming your home with the Window Store. Quality windows, doors, and unbeatable savings. Only at the Window Store.
Futurecast for tonight showing a decent amount of snow showers here, gradually diminishing as we head through the mid-morning hours on Saturday. And the bands, though, hang around here as another low goes off toward our south, giving another round of snow showers into Sunday morning. So an inch or 2 on the ground by the daybreak hours on Saturday. Touch of a break Saturday afternoon, and then here comes the next weather system. So we could see 5 to 6 in some of the heavier bands here as we head toward the midday hours on Sunday. So with temperatures for Saturday rising into the mid to upper 20s. Chill factors not too bad. Sunday, though, we plummet temperature-wise from the 20s to the teens, and then bitter cold from Monday and Tuesday to round out UP 200 here. Not much snow, but we may knock it out of the single digits before we warm up a bit for the rest of the week. Kevin?
Tom, thanks very much. Mike, anything last minute from you?
Oh, of course there is. Count that baby in a foul. The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame announced its recipients for the Kurt Gowdy Electronic Media Award. And the Detroit Pistons, George Blaha is one of those for the next class. And college basketball, Northern Kentucky men over Wisconsin Green Bay 73-60. Iron Mountain's Foster Wonders had 11 points. The bad news to Phoenix is 2-24.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. I know you had a good time watching the UP 200 from up here. Let's pull up our Sky Cam. The cleanup is underway. A reminder, you can watch a rerun of our 7 p.m. 1-hour special broadcast tomorrow at 11:10 Central. And we're going to have the conclusion of a couple of the races coming up on Sunday at 11:10 Central. That's all we have for now, folks. We'll see you again on Sunday.
Update your home with new GE appliances from Kirkish Furniture and Houghton. GE appliances are built to last, have print-resistant finishes, and offer high performance with energy efficiency. Kirkish has a large selection for both kitchen and laundry, free delivery, and 0% financing.